Hi everybody, my name is Kim Anderson. Thank you so much for joining me here on my YouTube channel to do a little bit of yoga together. If you've not subscribed, then you can do that and stay updated on any new videos as they come out. Today we're going to do a full body practice. We're going to go a little bit into the hip area, so if you would like to keep a block close by, that would be a good idea, just in case you need it. If you don't have a block, you can use a thick book. If you don't have a book that's thick enough, then you can also use a pillow or roll up a towel. Any of these things will work in the same way. So just see what you have available and keep that close to the mat, and you might not need it at all.
So we're going to get started with today's practice in a seated position. Finding any position that's comfortable for you. So with your legs crossed, and if you'd like, you can actually sit yourself up on a block or a cushion to raise your pelvis up a little bit. You might find that that is more comfortable for you. And you can even move your bum a little bit toward the outside to feel a lot of stability, really grounding down through your seat and starting to grow nice and tall, but not anything exaggerated, because we're going to take a few moments first to just do a little bit of breathing. Before we get into any movement, we need to make sure that we've fully arrived. Even if our body's here, we need to allow time for our mind to also join us here on the mat. So keeping your palms facing up on your knees, so no grabbing on, you're nice and relaxed in your hands, pushing gently into your feet. Feel your tailbone pressing down into the ground, and then begin to inhale, lengthen your spine. You can close your eyes here. And as you exhale through your nose, try not to lose any of the height that you gained when you took your inhale. Relax your jaw. And then again, inhale nice and deeply. Feel your belly button pulling in. Your core is nice and strong. Lengthening up toward the ceiling through the crown of your head. And then gently exhaling. Your next inhale, breathing up through your spine. The crown of your head grows taller. Expand your lungs like two balloons. And then hold it. And then out of your mouth, without losing the height of your head toward the ceiling, exhale everything out. And then gently close your mouth and come back into the breathing softly in and out through your nose. Nice fluid breathing. Begin to flutter your eyes open. And once you've opened your eyes, check in with your body. Try to feel that you're able to relax a little bit of tension. And turn your palms face down onto your knees, lengthening your spine, pulling your belly button nice and strong toward your spine. Inhale, bring your shoulders gently up toward your ears. And then as you exhale, bring them back, doing a circle with your shoulders, moving them down, and then again with your breathing, bringing them forward. So inhaling to bring them up toward your ears and exhaling behind you. And we'll do one more in this direction. Inhaling, keeping a long spine, and then coming forward. Now we'll change directions. So inhale, bringing your shoulders behind you, up toward your ears, and forward. And again, doing a couple of circles. Make sure that when we start to do these movements, you don't automatically grab your knee really strongly with your hands. That's the tendency. But try to keep a nice, sweet grasp with your hands. And then coming forward. Now, reverse direction again. You're going to inhale, shoulders up toward your ears, pull your shoulders back, and then let them just settle behind you. So your shoulder blades are drawing a little bit closer together. Now, bring a little bit of pressure into your hands, just a really, really gentle push, or pull, I should say, pulling onto your knees, pulling your belly button in, and you're trying to bring your heart forward and up. And you can begin to gaze in the direction that your heart is pointing. And on an exhale, you're going to round your spine, really pronounced, these slow movements. Drop your gaze toward your belly button, activate your feet, pushing them into the mat, and just open the area between your shoulder blades. On an inhale, coming back forward, using your hands to gently pull on your knees, and that's going to help to drag your heart a little more forward and up. Relaxing your jaw, exhale, rounding your spine, dropping your gaze toward your belly button, and making a nice curve in your spine. Inhale one more time, up and forward, and then going back. Inhale, as you come forward the next time, bring your hands up toward the sky, your palms facing each other. And then on an exhale, you're going to begin to rotate your ribs toward the right side of your mat and open your arms in a T and begin to gently bring your right fingertips behind you, placing them nestled in closely to your bum, and your left hand touching your right knee, but it's not what's turning you. You're using your strong core to do the rotation toward the right. And if you can, growing taller through your spine, inhale, and then exhale, begin to gently gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale, coming back to center, and lengthen in your side body here. Find a little bit of space. And then exhale, changing sides, bringing your left hand behind you, staying on your fingertips of your left hand, and just gently placing your right hand on your left knee. Inhale to grow in length, and exhale to start to gaze gently over your left shoulder. Inhale, coming back to center, and we're going to do one more time on each side, but a little bit more fluidity. Exhaling to just place your hands for a moment. Inhale to come back to center, still trying to grow taller. And exhaling over to the left. Inhale, back to center. And from here, engage your core and pretend you're pulling something really difficult, a cord down from the ceiling, using a lot of strength in your arms, and open your arms like a cactus or a goalpost, 90-degree angle to the outside. From here, inhale, like we did before, bring your heart forward and up to the sky. Feel that you're closing that gap between your shoulder blades, and then begin to gently bring your fingertips behind you. So your thumbs are facing your bum and your fingertips are facing behind you. Keep a bend in your elbows, both of them. Inhale, begin to again push your heart forward and up, and slowly open your throat, look up to the sky. And then on an exhale, lift your hands, sweep your arms forward, and as though you've got a ball, an invisible ball between your hands, try to squeeze it. And now you're opening the area between your shoulder blades. So the opposite of before. Inhale, bring your heart forward, open your arms like a cactus, and then exhale, start to bring your hands behind you, fingertips facing back. A slight bend in your elbows, push into your feet. Your feet are still activated here. And inhale, heart goes up, gaze goes up. Exhale, keeping your core strong, sweep your arms forward, holding, squeezing the invisible ball. Inhale, come back to center and lengthen. And on an exhale, with your legs are already crossed, but you're just going to roll over, or you can bring your legs to the side and come forward in any manner that you would like to come onto hands and knees. Here, check your alignment. So we want to have our wrists directly below our shoulders and our knees directly below our hips. Fingers are spread wide, and start to pull your belly button in. So here it's really easy to just hammock down if you're not engaging your core. So try to keep yourself nice and strong and begin to feel the crown of your head pushing forward as your tailbone lengthens back. So from the outside, someone might not be able to notice that you've lengthened at all, but you can perceive this. You can feel it. As you draw your belly button in, inhale again, pushing your head forward and your bum toward the back of your mat. Now, activating your hands, start to drag them toward each other. They don't actually move, but it's as though you would like to make your thumbs touch, but your hands are glued to the mat so they can't move. And just feel how it starts to light up the inside of your arms, start to get a little bit of heat going. And now, keeping that, start to inhale, push your bum even more back as though you're widening it to the back of the mat. Your belly starts to drop, and now drag your hands toward your knees to pull your heart forward. Like a hook is on your heart and it's pulling it forward, but your bum is still pulling you back. And then exhaling, draw your belly button in, begin to make a curve in your spine, drop your gaze between your knees, and open everything up. 2 more times with your breath. Inhaling, dropping your belly down, looking forward, lengthening your throat. Exhale, pushing into your hands, pushing into your knees. One more time, inhaling down and exhaling up. Inhale, come back to center. And from here, you're going to lengthen your right leg back, bring your toes to the back of the mat. And now, keeping your core engaged, begin to push your hands forward really gently. And as this shifts your body back, you're going to start to feel a nice stretch in your calf, your right calf. Keep it lengthening out. Remember to keep your core engaged. Elbows slightly bent. And now from here, you're going to lift your right leg, gently bring it forward, and place your right foot outside your right hand. And now you can walk your left knee back a little bit and come onto fingertips. Now you're going to feel a really intense stretch in your left psoas, so in front of your left hip area. So go really slow here. But you can use your hands to shift yourself slightly forward and then begin to just rock gently from right to left, trying to open things up. And we don't want to force, and we don't want to do anything too fast, too soon. And then bringing your hands back flat on the mat, you're going to shift your right knee back, coming back into tabletop. From here, let your belly drop. Take a nice deep inhale, look forward. And then exhale, even out of your mouth, to round your spine. Inhale back to center, and we'll go to the left side. So shifting your left toes to the back of the mat, pushing your hands forward, lengthening in your left calf. And we have full control over how deep we go here, because the more you push your hands forward, the more your body will shift back and your heel will shift back and lengthen. So if you feel like you're in a place where it's enough, then you stop there and you just feel into it. Gently begin to come forward, lifting your left leg and placing your left foot outside your left hand. Again, you can walk your right knee back. So that'll go a little bit more intensely into the front of the right hip. And from here, you can start to rock yourself from right to left. Check in with your jaw as we begin to move, that immediately you don't begin to clench your teeth together. Keep your mouth relaxed, your tongue relaxed. And then from here, bringing your left foot back into tabletop. Hands down, knees down. Push your toes into the mat. And as before, inhale, let your belly drop, pull your heart forward. And then exhale, rounding your spine. This time a little different. Inhale, let your belly drop, bend your elbows slightly. And from here, you're going to start to slide your ribs in the direction of your thighs, but at the same time, you're going to lift your knees. So we're really super slowly starting to lift our bum. Our ribs are really close to the thighs now. Pushing into your toes push back, your hands push forward, and begin to lengthen your legs to bring your bum higher and higher and higher. And then on an exhale, begin to lengthen your heels in the direction of the mat. It is absolutely not important if your heels touch the mat. And actually, if they do touch the mat, then maybe you can take a little step back with your feet so you can continue to work on lengthening the back part of your legs. Downward facing dog, knees slightly bent, and also your elbows slightly bent. So you're keeping legs and arms super active. Try to feel that your weight is distributed evenly between hands and feet. And if you'd like, you can pedal out for a moment. Keeping your core activated, belly button pulling in. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Come onto your tiptoes and begin to gently walk yourself forward until your feet are behind your hands and fold. So letting the weight of your head drop down, crown of your head making its way toward the mat. Feeling your arms nice and heavy. From here, hands below your shoulders. On an inhale, lift halfway, bend into your knees, push your bum back, and use your hands dragging toward your feet to lengthen your heart forward. So you don't want to look forward. That might hurt your neck a little bit. So keep your gaze just beyond the top of your mat, but not in the horizons. Just look a little forward to your mat. And then on an exhale, lengthening your legs a little, pushing your hands forward and getting your ribs a little closer to your thighs. Again, lifting halfway. And once you get the length in your spine this time, stay there. A soft bend in your knees. Bring your hands to your hips. Start to close your elbows behind you. That'll push your chest a little bit more open. And on a long inhale, come up to standing. Exhale. Release your hands by your side. Bend your legs softly. Activate pubic bone towards sternum. Grow nice and tall as you inhale. Sweep your arms up toward the sky. And on an exhale, dive forward, opening your arms wide and slowly bringing them to the ground below your shoulders. Inhale, lift halfway, push your head forward. On an exhale, sweep your right leg toward the back of the mat. Begin to lower slowly, 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 bringing toes down, followed by knees, activating your legs, keeping your hips squared. Sweep your arms up to the sky. Try to engage your core and move your belly a little bit away from your thigh. And then as you exhale, keeping the length in your spine, begin to rotate, opening your arms, right hand forward, left hand back. Inhale, left hand drops behind you as you pull your right hand up and over behind you. On your next inhale, lengthen your right hand forward, place it below your right shoulder, and reach your left hand up to the sky. If you would like, you can lift your right knee. Either way, you can keep your right knee on the ground, but pull it or your right foot toward your right hand. Pull your left heel back and try to close the space between your shoulder blades. On your next exhale, lengthen your left arm over you and gently bring it inside your left foot. Turn your right foot parallel to the back of the mat, and on an inhale, you're going to bring your right hand up to the sky. If this is a little too much in your left hip, you can always have the option to bring your left forearm on your left thigh. From here, begin to rotate your right hand in front of you. Come up onto your right toes, walk your hands forward, and gently step yourself forward. Forward fold, ribs closing in toward your thighs. Inhale, lift yourself halfway, lengthening your spine. Exhale, bending into your knees. Pull your elbows close behind you, hands on hips, and come up to standing. From here, lengthening your full body, feet pushing into the mat, hands go up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, dive forward, and bring your hands below your shoulders. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, sweeping your left leg back and pushing the crown of your head forward as you push out of your left heel. So you're lengthening before you come down to the mat. Come onto your toes, onto your knee. Inhale to bring your arms up to the sky, low lunge. Legs are active here so you can feel your right heel pulling back. Exhale, begin to rotate. Left hand in front of you, right hand behind you. And you're still lifting your head up high. Right hand goes behind you. Start to lengthen your left hand up and back. So getting really well into the left side body. Bring your left hand forward, placing it below your shoulder. Rotate your ribs to the right. Look up toward your right hand if it's okay on your neck. And if you'd like, you can lift your left knee, Pull your left toes forward. Pull your right heel back. And try to push your heart a little more open. Your next exhale, lengthen your right arm above you and in front of you. And bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Turn your left foot 90-degree angle, so parallel to the bottom of the mat, and then turn. So you're rotating now to the left. Again, you always have the option to bring your forearm onto your right thigh. Again here, trying to close that gap between your shoulder blades, pushing your heart forward. And on an exhale, left hand lengthening in front of you, coming to the ground, lift your left heel, walk your hands forward, and gently step forward. So here, it's important to not launch yourself by pushing off of your left foot. We don't want to be a missile. We want to actually acquire some strength. So try to just shift yourself until you feel the weight going more into your right foot until your left leg lifts. And then you can step your left foot next to your right. Hips distance apart between your feet, and just let yourself hang for a second. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose and exhale out of your mouth. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, this time a little different. We're going to start to shift our hips toward the ground. So feel your weight go a little more into your heels, but your feet are solidly on the ground. Activate your core. Sweep your arms in front of you and Try to do the same motion of pulling your pubic bone toward your sternum as you sink your hips down and lift your arms to the sky. Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, bringing your ribs onto your thighs. They don't have to touch, just in that direction, and magnetizing your pinkies toward each other. On an inhale, start to push into your left foot and bring your right leg up. Your foot is flexed. Exhale. From here, push your right leg in front of you. You're going to start to bring your right foot toward the ground, but then keep going as you lift your hands and then bring your hands behind you. So we're going into airplane. Your right foot making its way to the back of the mat. Your heart going forward. Now you can bring your hands down on the mat, or you can sweep your hands forward and gently step right toes and then come to your right knee. Low lunge, hands up. Exhale, begin to open your arms, turning toward the left, a nice rotation just like before, and then dropping your left hand behind you. Inhale to open up your right side body. Exhale, bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Bring your palms together and your left elbow pointing up to the sky. You're going to start to lengthen the crown of your head forward, trying to get a little bit closer to your thumbs with your heart. And if you would like, you can lift your right knee. You'll need to have a little bit more stability to be able to lift up your right knee. So if you don't feel stable, then just keep it down and work on lengthening your head forward. Nice and strong, no clenched jaws. And then look down to the ground. Gently place hands to the ground. Turn right foot to be parallel to the bottom of the mat. And then from here, let your right hand lead the way to bring you up into warrior. So your right foot parallel to the bottom of the mat, left toes pointing forward, and check that you can see your left big toe. If your knee is blocking it, then try to move your thigh more toward the left side of the mat. Relax your shoulders. On the next inhale, bring your hands up to the sky. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind you. Open up your heart as you inhale and try to lift it a little higher. And then exhale, gently bringing your body toward the inside of your left thigh and letting your arms drop over you. Now, if you can try to keep a little bit of a bend in your elbows, just a soft bend, that will go into your chest, opening it a little more. But you also want to try to not have a death grip on your hands. So nice and sweet. Keep a nice sweet grip with your hands. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, release your hands, bring them to the ground. Lift your right heel up and walking your hands forward, you're going to heel toe your left foot over to the right side of the mat. Now you can keep your shin parallel to the top of the mat if you have the space to do so and keep your left foot flexed. Or shift your left foot back a little bit closer toward your right hip. And here's where you might want your block or a pillow. And you can just gently place that under your left butt cheek to keep your hips squared forward. Now, you choose what serves you today. And once you find it, activating into your legs, you can come onto fingertips and walk your hands back. Now, with legs nice and strong, if you feel stable, you can begin to lighten the load on your hands. And if you feel okay with it, you can start to lift your hands up to the sky, but make sure that your legs can stay active here. So you're pulling your right knee and your right hip forward and your left hip back. And then on an exhale, hands come forward and begin to walk yourself forward if you would like. You can also stay up on fingertips, up on hands, and just work with that. Breathe nice and deep. We carry a lot of tension in our hips, so we don't immediately get the space that we might be looking for. So try not to look for anything. Just feel what is going on, feel what's there, and slowly peel away the layers. Every exhale serving to try to release a little something that you don't need. Shedding the layers one by one. And it can really help here to visualize that you're actually bringing your breath right into those areas where you feel a little bit of block, a little bit of rigidity. And that the exhale is carrying whatever it was away. Bring your hands down. Begin to walk yourself back up if you came down onto forearms, and then shift yourself onto your left hip. Swing your right leg around, and with your legs parallel to the ground, bring your hands behind your thighs. Or, if this is okay, you can lengthen your arms. And if this is also fantastic, then you can start to lengthen your legs. The important thing here is to not cave down into your lower back. Keep your heart moving toward your toes. Everything lifting up. This is always a very opportune moment to try to smile and breathe. Exhale, feet onto the mat, hands below your knees. Inhale to open your thighs, bring your heart between them and up. And exhale, release. Crossing legs, bring your hands forward, and then come back to a standing forward fold. Let everything go. Another inhale into your nose. And exhale. Releasing. Hands below your shoulders. Inhale, head forward, bum back. Exhale, begin to shift the weight into your heels, bending into your legs, activating your core for the chair pose, the invisible chair. Bringing your hands up to the sky, opening your heart, and then exhaling, ribs toward thighs. Magnetize your pinkies toward each other and try to gently shift your heart forward. Inhale, come up to standing, gently pushing into your right foot, bringing your left leg up with your foot flexed. Exhale, start to push everything forward. Really strong. And stay vertical. Keep a vertical line with your body. Inhale as your foot comes to the ground, hands to the sky. Exhale, keep your leg moving, bringing the left heel, stretching it greatly toward the back of your mat, opening your arms. Try to feel how this side is different. And now you can bring your hands down, or you can bring your hands forward and try to see how gently you can bring your left toes to the back of the mat. Come onto your left knee, inhaling into low lunge. Exhaling to rotate toward the right, opening your arms. Head going up to the sky. Let your right hand drop behind you. Open your left hand up. And then on an exhale, bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee, hands in prayer. Begin to shift your heart toward your thumbs, right elbow pointing up to the sky. If you'd like, you can lift your left knee. Keep pushing the crown of your head forward, lengthening. Exhale, look down. Shift your hands to the mat on either side of your right foot. Turn your left foot parallel to the back, and your left hand sweeps you up into warrior pose. Check in that you can see your right big toe, gently pushing your right foot forward and the left side of your left foot back. Inhale, hands come up above you. Exhale, interlacing your hands the opposite way. So opposite thumb on top, just to change things up a little. Give some time to lead the way to the other thumb. Inhale, heart up. Exhale, bring your body to the inside of your right thigh. Arms drop. Again, try to keep a soft, gentle grasp of your hands. You can slightly try to bend your elbows, strongly pushing into both feet. Inhale up halfway. Exhale without hurrying, bringing hands down, lifting left heel and starting to heel toe the right foot over to the left side of the mat. Again, you can come down with right foot flexed and right shin parallel to the top of the mat if you've got the space and would like to do that, or keep your right ankle a little closer to your left hip. And coming onto fingertips, activate into your legs. Again, if you would like to use the block, you can just bring it under your right hip and it'll help keep your hips squared forward. It can be quite nice. Again, a pillow, even a book, a thick book will work. Activating into your legs, walking yourself back. If you would like to try, you can lighten up on your hands. See if you can start to lift them a little. And then inhale, bring your hands up to the sky. Nice and strong. Keep your legs super active here. And you will feel your back, the muscles in your back working. Exhale, bringing hands down. Walk forward. Come onto forearms. Bring your palms together. Here, you can gently drag your forearms toward you, and that's you'll go a little deeper into the back of the right hip area. Relax your jaw. So from here, begin to walk yourself back up onto your hands. If you came down onto your forearms, and swing your left leg around. Again, we will go into Navasana. So pick your weapon. Legs parallel to the ground, hands behind your thighs, trying to work on bringing your heart up and closer to your toes. Now from here, widening your toes, you can lengthen your legs, open up your arms, and play. So you'll start to feel a lot of wobbles and a lot of shakes, and that is due to developing some strength, and there's no reason to be scared of those. So they tend to scare us off a little bit, but let's try to look for those spots where you just start to shake and you're building your strength, and we're super happy about that. Exhale, feet come to the mat. Inhale, pull your heart forward, opening up your throat, looking up to the sky. And exhale, rounding your spine. Gaze comes toward your belly button. And then from here, inhaling to come back up. Exhaling, dropping your knees toward the outside. And with your feet together, bring your hands to the side, lift yourself up. And you're going to shift your bum closer to your heels and then let yourself settle back down. So again, trying to feel yourself seated, really rooted down, bringing your hands onto your feet. Gently press your elbows into your legs and let your legs gently press up into your elbows. So double activation. Nothing exaggerated. We're just trying to get a little bit of heat. And then releasing that press and letting your knees start to drop toward the mat. Now, with your hands, lengthen your arms and begin to pull your heart forward. We're trying here to lengthen our spine, so we don't want to get a big curve in our upper back. We want to try to keep our head growing tall, and then gently, gently pressing with your hands, you can start to bring your heart a little bit forward, but not down in the direction of your feet. It's like you're looking beyond your mat in front of you. You want to bring your chin onto the floor about a meter in front of you, or a yard in front of you, depending on where you are. And then inhale, come back up. From here, opening your legs into a wide-legged sit, and feet are flexed. We're going to do the same movement that we just did, but really important to keep your legs activated, knees slightly bent, hands beside you. Lift yourself up, and you're going to just shift yourself a little bit more deeply into the position. Rotate your legs externally, so toward the outside. Keep your toes lit. They're really opening wide, and your heels are pushing into the mat, so it almost gives you a little bend in your knees, and that way we won't risk hyperextending anything. Inhale, you can keep your hands on the ground to help hold you up, and just work on starting to lighten that a little bit. If it's okay and you feel like you're stable enough, then you can start to draw your belly button in, walk your hands forward. But as you walk forward, don't let the rotation of your legs start to drop forward with you. Keep them actively rotating back, and use the inhale to lengthen your spine, and then exhale again to walk forward. Inhale, begin to walk yourself back. From here, you can bring your hands to the back of your knees, use them like, like hooks to lift your legs and bring them back together. And then from here, lengthen your legs. Inhale, reach yourself up, and exhale, coming forward. Hands can either come onto your feet, they can just come onto the mat beside you. Inhale again to lengthen your heart toward your toes, and exhale to gently pull your hands back to lengthen your spine again. Pushing into your heels, flexing your toes back toward you. Inhale, walk your hands up, and then from here, you're going to bring your arms in front of you and just roll yourself down onto the mat. Open your arms wide with your palms facing up. Open your legs. Take up all the room that you need. And from here, inhaling deeply into your nose and exhaling out of your mouth. For Shavasana, let the ground swallow you. No more effort, no more resistance. We can just simply allow the force of gravity to have its way with us. Allowing our body to absorb fully the practice. Begin to draw in a deeper breath through your nose. And then exhale, letting your body remain relaxed and heavy. Your next inhale, you can start to wiggle toes, wiggle fingers, and then lengthen your arms by your ears, lengthen your legs, drawing the thighs together, and then releasing. Placing feet to the mat, you can roll onto your side with your head on your arm. And when you're ready, you can stay here as long as you would like, laying on your mat. And then when you feel like it's time to begin to get back into your day, then come back up to a seated position and lengthening your spine, take one last deep inhale into your nose. And with a little bit of smile on your mouth, exhale everything out. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great day.